So today we are going to see chapter 1 matter in our surroundings. In that part 2 we are going to see. In this, what are all the topics covered? Can matter change its states? Effect of change of state, solid state, liquid state and gaseous state. Previously we have seen what is meant by the term matter and what are all the physical characteristics and chemical properties, and in that small activity we have seen, and what are all the states of matter we have seen. So here the remaining part of the matter we are going to see. So before going that, what is mean by change of state? Here from the name itself, one state is converted into another state. When a solid is heated, it changes into liquid, and the liquid is heated, it changes into gas. This is called as change of state. When a gas is cooled, it changes to liquid again. This liquid is cooled, it changes into solid again. So this is called as a reversible reaction. Here is one equation, that is solid state is converted into liquid state, again it is converted into gaseous state. So there is one reversible arrow mark. Gaseous state on cooling, it is converted into liquid state, and liquid state into cooling, it is converted into a solid state. The best example for this is ice. So ice, if you see, it is in solid state, and again if it is heated or if it kept outside, it is converted into liquid state. Again if you heat, it is converted into gaseous state, that is in the form of water vapors or steam is produced. So here is one pictorial representation, that is if you take a beaker, in that beaker if you are taking a solid ice, that solid ice if you see, their particles are very close together and cannot move because that much tightly it is packed. Suppose if it is converted into liquid either by melting, that is the particles move faster and further apart because there will be some spaces in between. Suppose if you boil that liquid water, the spaces is very far apart and move very quickly and randomly. Finally steam is produced. That is, here we can tell that one state is converted into another state, that is ice is converted into water, that is converted into boiling water or water vapors, or it is converted into steam. This is called as changes of state, that is it is a reversible reaction. And next we are going to see what is mean by the term melting, or otherwise we can tell fusion. And here again one more term we are going to see, that is latent heat of fusion. So melting means, from the name itself, solid is melted into a liquid, that is called as melting. Here already you studied in the lower classes, the melting point of ice is 0 degree Celsius or 273 Kelvin. How we can convert the Celsius into Kelvin means we have to add 273. What is mean by the term latent heat of fusion? Here latent heat of fusion means we are going to supply some external heat, that is in order to melt that solid into liquid, just we are adding some amount of heat energy to the required amount of atmospheric pressure. Under atmospheric pressure, a solid is converted into liquid, that is called as latent heat of fusion. So here is one pictorial representation, that is we are taking a glass beaker. In that beaker we are taking ice cubes. Ice cubes, initially it won't melt, it is tightly packed. We are inserting one thermometer. After some times, if you add some external pressure in the form of a heat, automatically the solid ice is converted into liquid state. So we can note down the temperature. This is called as latent heat of fusion, or we can tell it as melting. And next topic what we are going to see is called as boiling. That is, when liquid is heated, its particles being moving faster, and at particular temperature the liquid starts to boil and changes into vapor. Boiling is a bulk phenomenon. When a liquid boils, the bulk of the liquid changes into vapor. So here already the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. So here how you will be converting that Celsius into Kelvin scale means, just we are adding 273, that is 373 Kelvin is the boiling point of water. So here again one more term we are going to see, that is latent heat of vaporization. Here the amount of heat energy required to change 1 kg of liquid into gas. at its atmospheric pressure is called as latent heat of vaporization. That is, liquid is converted into gas by applying some heat energy. So here is the pictorial representation. Just we are taking a beaker. In that beaker we are taking liquid water, and again just we are inserting the thermometer, and that liquid water, it is converted into water vapor or a steam. Just we have to note down the temperature, at what temperature it is converting. That is called as latent heat of vaporization. So here is another one slide is there, that is effects of temperature on molecular motion. Suppose if you apply some temperature in the form of external source, what will be the molecular motion, that is movement between the solid and liquid particles. For example, if you take solid in cold condition, that is before applying some temperature, the solid particles will be tightly packed. Suppose if you apply some external temperature, the solid particles will somewhat started to move, and there will be some space in between there. So if you see the cold, the structure, it is tightly packed. If you see the hot structure, it is somewhat loosely packed. Suppose if you take for liquid in cold condition, it will be tightly packed, and suppose if you are heating or if you are applying some external temperature, it will be scatteredly arranged. That is, movement of the particles will be taking place. So in this topic, these are all the things it has been seen, that is how, what is mean by the term changes of the state, and if solid is converted into liquid and liquid is converted into gas, what happens, and what is mean by latent heat of fusion, and what is mean by latent heat of vaporization, and the effects of temperatures on molecular motion. Thank you.